Let's go to this now. There's been mixed reaction to the decision by the Supreme Court of Appeal to return the former president to the Estcourt Correctional Facility. Now, yesterday, the court dismissed the former president's appeal about his medical parole, and it's still unclear if the former president will appeal that decision and take this matter to the Constitutional Court. Of course, there's been a lot of talk around this particular issue in the public domain, and Advocate Romeo Nthambeleni is a legal analyst and joins us live now. Advocate Nthambeleni, always a pleasure to speak to you. Now, when I was reading the judgment, I mean, paragraph 60 is very clear that the former president is not finished in law serving his sentence, yet the commissioner must decide whether the time he spent on the medical parole that was granted should be taken into account, and this is now in the hands of the commissioner. How do you see this one playing out?
Yeah, thank you. Good evening to you, Bongiwe, and the viewers. You are quite correct. The court in paragraph 60 was very clear in terms of what should happen regarding the former president returning to jail, but it didn't order that he must be sent back to jail in an order. It was in the judgment that the court indicated at paragraph 60 that he has to actually return to jail, and they did that. Knowing that it is not within the powers and the prerogative of the Supreme Court of Appeal or any court, by the way, to direct a person to be imprisoned, who was released on parole. So I think that is precisely what the judgment has actually said. And I think, given the history of the litigious nature of the matters involving the former president, there's no doubt that the appeal will be on the cards to the Constitutional Court.
And when he files that appeal, are you envisioning an argument that could potentially look at the issue of double jeopardy and saying that he's a beneficiary of this decision and he simply shouldn't be blamed for it?
Yeah, you're quite correct. It might be, it might actually turn out that way, that being a beneficiary of that decision might actually play in his favor. But let's not forget that the court emphasized the unlawfulness of the decision which was taken by the commissioner in this matter. That is quite important, Bongiwe. And the court indicated that without the blessings of the parole board, the commissioner cannot actually take any decision whatsoever. So if the parole board says that this person does not actually qualify to be released on parole, it means that the commissioner himself cannot overrule that decision. And the court indicated the thought behind that thinking, saying that the medical board, which is the board that has got people that are qualified to actually assess these matters and make a determination. So no court can actually make that ultimate decision. So the power lies on the parole board, and there must be strict compliance with the provisions of Section 79 of the Correctional Services Act, and it applies to all prisoners without actually looking at the duration of their imprisonment. So I think that is important.
And Advocate Nthambeleni, just for you to note, on the box on the screen, I don't know if you can see it, we're monitoring a feed about the president is expected to address the UK Parliament. So please pardon me if I end our conversation abruptly, but let's continue briefly. When one reads the judgment, you can see, that really there's a whole lot of focus on the commissioner, the handling of this, the parole board, and the role that it's supposed to play. Do you get a sense that after this judgment, it is clear where the powers lie of the commissioner, or does this also need to go to a higher court for finality?
No, you're correct, Bongiwe. I think this judgment has actually cleared the powers of the commissioner, and it doesn't even end there. It says where the commissioner should actually end, and his powers relating to releasing a person on medical parole. And it re-emphasized the powers of the parole board to say that without the blessings of the parole board, the commissioner does not actually have the powers to actually release anyone on medical parole. So I think that is very, very much important, and there's no need for further clarity on that point.